End of week technical analysis from gold signals. We're going to jump straight into things here. So as you know, this blue vertical line represents the last point in which we left off. And as you can currently see, we have had some exciting things happen in the market this week. Gold has touched a new all-time high of around 2,800, which was expected. And we did actually have a look and sort of gave the probability sort of a high rating. As you know, we don't really like to give signals or give you trades from these technical analysis videos. It's more of just analyzing the charts from what we are currently seeing, what we could see in the future, what we've seen in the past. But with that being said, we have touched an all-time high, which I will go ahead and get to. So first of all, I'm going to go to our minute 15 and go over where we last left off. If you guys remember, we last left off when price was testing this area of around 2764. We ended up getting a break with price then testing the level of 2771 as a resistance, and then price has then since become bearish. As you can see now, if I drag the price into the future, we did definitely test this level of around 2764 multiple times as a resistance before we got our initial break, which helped price gain the momentum needed to push to an all-time high. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, as you know, we don't have much to mark up. It's not like we're going over 2 weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of expand this because we don't really care about any of this stuff anymore, as we have already gone over it. So let's go over it with a path. So as you see, price broke. We saw price test at the level of 2771 as a resistance. Price then came down to test 2730, and then we sort of had a consolidation range between the levels of 2744 and 2739. Price continued to consolidate around this area, find a resistance and support at both levels before we had a break. This is what we like to call a liquidity grab. We saw price break down to the 2736 level before price broke back up, testing the resistance once more, dropping down to the support one more time, and price then pushed up. We saw a complete break of our point of interest at 2758, with price then continuing on to test our level of 2765. Price again done the same sort of thing as we saw here, tested at this resistance a few times. We saw a break, a liquidity grab once again at 2757. Price then came up to test our resistance once again at 2765. And then we sort of had some consolidation again with price dropping down further. We did have a final touch. We're going to call this a break and retest pattern. As you can see, we can see resistance forming, a support forming on this previous resistance that we just spoke about. Price then broke up to our point of interest of 2757 again, and then continued on, sort of creating a bullish flag before we got our final test at this point where we found resistance as a support. Again, break and retest pattern. We then broke through our level of 2771, as you can see right here, indicating to us that a big and strong bullish move was going to take place. And as you can see, it did. We originally had a test just below our resistance of this level of around 2776 before price then pushed up, broke it, created a break and retest pattern again on the lower time frames, and then price continued on bullish. Our initial touch was at 2798, which is a new all-time high. Our previous all-time high is marked with this point of interest, this purple box that you can currently see. So yeah, we had a consolidation after we met this area around testing the median resistance of around 2795. Price then continued on to test around these levels. Obviously, as you can see from this level here, there's not actually much volume inside the candlesticks as of sort of here, which is the beginning of the London session open today. But as you can see, the momentum sort of stopped throughout the New York session, and then going into the Asian session, there wasn't much volume for gold, especially as it's at a volatile price. We are sort of trading in no man's land, if you will. So we are currently at a price where we've never seen before. So what we're going to have to go and do now is we're going to have to go and analyze closer to what we can see right now, what we can see happening in this block, and then sort of make our probability and our probable moves there. But as you can see, if I go ahead and hide the actual candlesticks, as you can see, it's been it's been relatively bullish. We had our tests, we had our bearish moves, we had our retracements back up, testing the median level of around 2765. I feel like this level here will become a high time frame along with a low time frame strong point of interest, a point which we are going to keep an eye out for in the future. And then we had our final retrace down to 2774, and then price sort of consolidating, moving up and then consolidating at this area. So that with that being said, we're going to go ahead and now go to our daily time frame. If I go ahead and go daily, and I just reset price scale for you real quick. So as you can see, where we last left off, we left off on this candlestick. We did have a bullish candlestick with price retracing down, and then the bulls pushing price back up that level of 2760, and then yesterday was the big bullish move that took us from the level of 2760 all the way up to 2798. And then today, at the start of today, was our new all-time high. This is a new all-time high. Anything above this level is a new all-time high, but our new all-time high is the level of 2,800. So what we're going to go ahead and do is going to go to our hour now and just sort of zoom out. We're going to take this path and we're going to remove that. So yeah, as you can see, we have found one level. We're going to mark this on our minute 15 just so we can get this more precise. So this area isn't no man's land. We've traded in this area before, so we don't really need to have a look at it too much. It's mainly this big area here that we're looking at. This area, if I just mark him. See this new area here, all these candlesticks inside this area, it is a no man's land. We've never seen gold trade within this price, so we don't have any real key point of interest to take into consideration. However, with price slowly moving on, we can definitely mark in a few levels. So as you can see, if I mark in a level here, you can definitely see that price has found the sort of median support at this level after breaking to that new all-time high of around 2790, and then we're just going to do that same sort of thing for the resistance. Basically what we're trying to do here is just grab as many wicks as we can on that top side, and as you can see, that is what we've done there. We're also going to grab a point of interest here, which is our new all-time high, and I'm going to go ahead and mark this in our purple. As you can see, price has just recently tested the support of this range. So our range currently is 2797, and our support of this range is 2790. So price is in between this area. As you can see, we have had this test again of support recently, and we could in fact see price test to the 2797 level, the resistance of this range that we have just established, and just continue to consolidate before it makes its move. Another thing that we could potentially see right now is a bullish move, touching a new all-time high and then testing as a support on previous resistance, and then pushing up to a new all-time high. Obviously we don't have any information as to where it could possibly go. It's not going to move 1,000 pips. It could potentially move 500, but we don't know until it happens. As of a bearish scenario, what we could see is price sort of consolidate at this level, between this range, test a couple more times or even one more time before price then breaks through, giving us a break and retest pattern on the previous support as a resistance, and then price continuing on back into the sort of mid 2700s. So basically what we're looking for, if I go ahead and click escape and grab a eclipse, what we're basically looking for is a break and retest pattern on the opposite side of one of these two ranges, either the support or the resistance, and that will indicate to us what we're going to see. But we most likely will be in our new all-time high. We most likely will see a break and retest pattern along with some other candlestick structures. I'll go ahead and mark in the other side, the other way, so we could potentially see price continue, test to the new all-time high again, with price then coming down to test at this level, testing previous resistance as a support again, new break and retest pattern, and then continuing on up. What we're going to go ahead and do, actually, we're going to keep these in, and we're going to mark our long possibility and our short possibility in green and red, just so we can establish what could actually happen. If I just clean that up a little bit if I can. Yeah, that's good enough. So yeah, that's basically what we're looking for. We're looking for a potential break and retest pattern on either side as of right now. Obviously, best case scenario for gold would be a bullish one. However, obviously, as forex traders, as traders of the market, it doesn't really matter what way it goes. We can capitalize off both shorts and longs. So, but that's what we're sort of looking at as of right now. Price could, in fact, if I go ahead and grab one more path, price could just sort of consolidate from this level and just continue. It could just continue to test these ranges. We could see a drop down to this level. We could see a wider range created between 2800 and 2786. We could just see something like that, or we could see price come back, consolidate between this range, and so on and so forth. What I'm going to go ahead and do is mark that in black, just so we have our three possible scenarios. So first possible scenario is a break through this medium resistance of around 2797, with price then touching the new all-time high, testing it as a resistance, and then coming back down, retracing to test as support, giving us a break and retest pattern, with price then continuing on higher, touching new all-time highs. Our second scenario and probable move for a bearish one would be price consolidating, touching the resistance a few more times before we see a break of the support of around 2790, testing at our previous all-time high at 2786, with price then creating a break and retest pattern, finding resistance on previous support at the level of 2790, and then price continuing on back to around our 2776 area. And then we have our third and final possibility, which is price just sort of consolidates in between this range for the next week or so. We could see this range hold, the 2797 level and the 2790 level. However, with the volume of gold, we most likely will see price sort of spread out and create a wider range at 2787 and 2800. I will say one thing: if we see price break the new all-time high, if we see price break considerably into the 2800 level, we will most likely see price continue on bullish. But the easiest way for us to trade as of right now would be a bearish move. As we have traded in between these levels and we already have points of interest and things to go off of. However, if price does become bullish, it's going to be a little bit harder because we're sort of finding the new levels as they come. So it will just sort of involve, if price does become bullish, it will sort of involve marking in a few point of interest each time I do a technical analysis until we've sort of found a median range and price is starting to retrace or continue on. So yeah, I feel like that's everything for this technical analysis. There's not much really to go over other than gold has hit an all-time high of 2,800. But yeah, we're going to leave these paths in just to see sort of what plays out. Obviously, anything could really happen. We might not even see a break and retest pattern. We could just see price completely swallow that previous all-time high and continue on bearish. We could see price come all the way back down. But we're going to go with this as of right now. And it's the same for the top side as well. We could see from here price just continue and just absolutely smash the new all-time high created, and this consolidation block could end up being between the new all-time high and a 2771. We don't really know, we never will know, but we can only go off of probability. That's what trading's all about, is finding the most probable move. But as of right now, as we are trading in no man's land, we can't really give a high probability for either one of these moves here that we've marked up. So it's just we just got to sort of let the market play out, and obviously it will be interesting in our start of week technical analysis to go over what has happened for the rest of this day. Obviously we are in London session right now. We still have the volume of New York session to come in, I believe. What's this? Let's have a look. We have news coming in: personal income, personal spending, and core PCE price index. This is all coming at 1:30, the usual time for US news to drop. And then Monday we also have ISM manufacturing PMI, and that is at 3 o'clock, so roughly about an hour after New York session starts. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up for you. That's going to be our end of week technical analysis. I believe we've had some decent trades sent in this week from what I've seen being posted into the main channel and the VIP. So make sure if you have got some considerable profits or made some considerable profits this week, don't forget to withdraw some. Treat yourself, it's the weekend. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I really appreciate hitting the new milestone of 200 subscribers. I believe the last time I checked we're at around 212 to 214, which is amazing. The goal for the end of the year is a big one, but we'll try and hit 1,000 subscribers and get an average of 300-400 views on a video. I could be asking for a lot there, but we shall see. Your engagement and support has been unbelievable, and I want to thank each and every single one of you for that. So yeah, that's going to be our end of week technical analysis. I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.